My beloved child, before you do anything else, listen carefully. Do not rush through these words. Do not skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There are moments in life that arrive without loud announcements. They do not knock on the door with noise. They arrive quietly, carrying the power to change the direction of a heart forever. Today is about one of those moments. A meaningful conversation could be closer than you think. Not because everything around you suddenly changed, but because something inside another heart has been changing for far longer than you realize. Someone has been searching for the right words. Someone has been replaying memories, wondering if the silence between you has lasted long enough. Someone has been asking themselves whether this is finally the moment to speak. If you have ever wondered why certain thoughts keep returning to your mind, why certain memories refuse to disappear, why hope continues to whisper even after difficult days, then do not ignore what you are about to hear. Stay with me because every sentence is building towards something you need to understand. There are conversations that fill time, and there are conversations that change lives. The difference is not found in how long people speak. The difference is found in what finally leaves the heart after remaining hidden for so long. Right now, somewhere beyond what you can see, a story is quietly unfolding. It is not dramatic on the outside. It is not making headlines. Yet it is becoming stronger every single day. Every passing hour has been adding another reason for someone to stop pretending that everything is normal. Every ordinary moment has been reminding them of something unfinished. They smile, yet their thoughts return to the same place. They continue with daily responsibilities, yet something keeps interrupting their peace. The reason is simple. Some conversations refuse to stay locked inside forever. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Many people believe important moments arrive with perfect timing. The truth is different. Important moments arrive when hearts become honest enough to stop hiding. That honesty has been growing quietly. It has been growing through unexpected memories, through quiet evenings, through ordinary mornings, through moments when everything appeared normal on the outside while everything inside was slowly changing. Every experience has been preparing the way for words that have never been spoken before. This is why today's message matters so much. It is not about predicting the future. It is about recognizing that meaningful conversations begin long before the first sentence is ever spoken. Think about how many times life surprised you when you least expected it. Think about the moments that arrived without warning but stayed in your memory forever. The next meaningful chapter often begins exactly like that. Quietly. Gently. Without anyone noticing until everything suddenly makes sense. There is a reason your attention has been drawn here today. There is a reason these words found you instead of passing by unnoticed. Perhaps this is the reminder you have needed. Perhaps this is the encouragement your heart has been waiting to receive. Or perhaps this is simply the beginning of understanding that silence is not always empty. Sometimes silence is preparing something greater than words can immediately explain. Imagine someone sitting quietly, thinking longer than usual before sending a message they never send. Imagine someone replaying old conversations, wondering whether they should finally speak honestly. Imagine someone realizing that avoiding a conversation never erased its importance. Those moments happen more often than people admit. Hearts carry unfinished thoughts much longer than faces reveal. Sometimes courage takes time to grow. Sometimes understanding arrives one small realization at a time. But when those realizations finally connect, everything begins moving toward one unforgettable moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What if the conversation you have imagined is not as far away as it once seemed? What if every quiet day has actually been moving you closer instead of further away? What if every unanswered question has been preparing you to recognize an answer when it finally appears? That possibility changes everything. It transforms waiting into preparation. It transforms uncertainty into quiet expectation. It reminds you that not every meaningful step is visible while it is happening. There is another reason you should continue listening. Many people miss extraordinary moments because they become convinced nothing important is happening. They stop paying attention just before everything begins changing. They assume silence means nothing is growing. But the strongest roots always grow beneath the surface before anyone sees the first sign above the ground. The same can be true with conversations that matter. They develop in unseen places. They gather strength through reflection, honesty, patience, and quiet realization until one day they simply cannot remain unspoken any longer. Perhaps someone has finally recognized your value in a way they never understood before. Perhaps distance has created unexpected clarity. Perhaps time has revealed what constant noise once concealed. Life has an incredible way of teaching people lessons they never expected to learn. Sometimes those lessons lead directly toward meaningful conversations that once seemed impossible. Sometimes they create opportunities no one could have predicted. Sometimes they remind people that the most important words are often the ones they waited too long to say. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. The next part of this journey will reveal why ordinary moments often become the doorway to extraordinary conversations, and why the quiet season you have experienced may have been preparing something far greater than you ever imagined. The story is only beginning, and the most meaningful revelation has not yet arrived. A quiet shift has already begun, even if no one around you has noticed it yet. Do not ignore this moment. Do not skip. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. The most meaningful conversations never begin with noise. They begin with a single thought that refuses to disappear. That thought grows stronger every day until it becomes impossible to ignore. Someone has reached that point. Someone has realized that keeping everything inside has become far more difficult than finally speaking with honesty. Think about this carefully. Every unforgettable story begins with one decision. Not a loud decision. Not a dramatic decision. A quiet one. A decision made deep inside the heart where no one else can see. Right now, that invisible decision is becoming stronger than ever before. Every memory has added another reason. Every passing day has added another question. Every moment of reflection has slowly removed fear and replaced it with courage. What once seemed impossible is beginning to feel necessary. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Many people spend years believing that silence protects them. They believe that saying nothing is easier than speaking honestly. But silence has a strange way of becoming heavier over time. Every unanswered question grows larger. Every unfinished conversation becomes louder inside the heart. Every memory asks the same question again and again. What if today is finally the day? That question has become impossible to ignore. There is something remarkable about meaningful conversations. They never arrive empty. They carry understanding that has been built through time. They carry lessons learned in quiet moments. They carry appreciation that did not exist before. Sometimes people need distance to recognize value. Sometimes they need ordinary days to understand extraordinary people. Sometimes they need silence to realize which voice they truly miss hearing. Imagine someone stopping in the middle of an ordinary day because one memory suddenly returned without warning. Imagine them smiling without realizing it. Imagine them wondering why one particular conversation from the past still feels alive. Those moments are never random. They become the beginning of a completely different chapter. What looks ordinary on the outside often hides a powerful transformation inside. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Now ask yourself something. Have you ever felt that life was quietly preparing something even when nothing obvious seemed to be happening? That feeling exists for a reason. Growth often happens where nobody is looking. The strongest bridges are built long before anyone walks across them. The greatest conversations are prepared long before the first words are spoken. Hearts change gradually. Understanding grows patiently. Courage develops one honest thought at a time. Someone has been replaying moments they once overlooked. Small conversations. Simple smiles. Quiet kindness. Words that seemed ordinary then but now carry a completely different meaning. Time has changed the way they see everything. They now understand details they never appreciated before. They recognize value they once failed to notice. They realize that meaningful connections cannot simply be replaced by distractions or forgotten through busy schedules. That realization changes everything. Because once someone truly understands the value of an unfinished conversation, they begin searching for the right opportunity instead of another excuse. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Every chapter of life prepares the next one. Today's quiet season may actually be preparing tomorrow's unforgettable moment. Every challenge has strengthened wisdom. Every delay has created perspective. Every unanswered question has built anticipation. Nothing has been wasted. Even the moments that felt confusing have been quietly arranging pieces of a much larger picture. This is where most people stop believing. They look at the silence and assume nothing is happening. They look at waiting and assume nothing is changing. But they cannot see what is taking place beyond the surface. They cannot see hearts becoming more honest. They cannot see minds becoming more certain. They cannot see courage replacing hesitation. That invisible change is often the most important change of all. Think about the sunrise. The world remains dark for hours while light is already moving toward the horizon. Just because you cannot see it yet does not mean it has stopped coming. Meaningful conversations often follow the same pattern. Long before anyone hears the first sentence, everything necessary has already begun moving into place. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What makes this conversation different is not simply the words that may eventually be spoken. It is the transformation behind those words. Honest conversations carry power because they reveal growth. They reveal understanding. They reveal appreciation that could only be discovered through experience. That is why they leave lasting memories. They remind people that time can change perspectives in ways nobody expected. Right now, somewhere beyond what you can see, someone is becoming more certain than they were yesterday. Questions are becoming answers. Doubts are becoming confidence. Fear is becoming hope. Every passing day brings another realization that meaningful conversations cannot remain unfinished forever. The greatest surprises rarely announce themselves in advance. They quietly move closer until suddenly they become impossible to ignore. That is exactly why you must continue listening. Every sentence is leading toward a revelation that connects perfectly with today's message. A meaningful conversation could be closer than you think. Not because chance decided it. Not because coincidence created it. But because honesty has finally become stronger than hesitation. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As this story continues, you will begin to understand why timing often feels mysterious until the very moment everything becomes clear. The next chapter reveals what happens when preparation finally meets opportunity, and why one simple conversation can become the beginning of a completely new direction that nobody expected. The most remarkable conversations rarely begin with perfect words. They begin with a single moment of honesty. For a long time, it may have seemed as though nothing was changing. Days passed. Weeks moved quietly forward. Life continued with its familiar rhythm. Yet beneath that ordinary routine, something important was taking shape. Every experience was adding another layer of understanding. Every challenge was creating new perspective. Every quiet moment was preparing someone to see what had always been there. Have you ever looked back and realized that a moment you once considered ordinary was actually the turning point of an entire chapter? At the time, it felt small. Almost forgettable. But later, you understood that everything changed because of that single conversation. That is why meaningful conversations matter so much. They are not remembered because they are long. They are remembered because they are honest. Imagine two people carrying thoughts they have never spoken aloud. Both wonder if the other truly understands. Both hesitate because they do not know how their words will be received. Both continue with their daily lives while quietly hoping for the right opportunity. Then, one ordinary day, something shifts. A memory returns. A simple act of kindness comes back into focus. A forgotten sentence suddenly carries new meaning. What once seemed insignificant now feels impossible to ignore. That is how clarity often arrives, not all at once, but piece by piece. Life has a fascinating way of connecting moments that once appeared unrelated. A conversation from months ago suddenly explains today's feelings. A small gesture once overlooked becomes unforgettable. A quiet season that felt empty suddenly reveals it was preparing something meaningful all along. The greatest discoveries are often not about finding something new. They are about finally recognizing what has been present from the beginning. Sometimes people spend so much time searching for extraordinary signs that they overlook the quiet evidence surrounding them every day. Genuine appreciation grows slowly. Respect deepens through consistency. Trust is built one moment at a time. When those pieces finally come together, everything begins to make sense. What seemed confusing becomes clear. What felt uncertain becomes understandable. What appeared unfinished begins moving toward a new beginning. There is something powerful about timing. Looking backward, we often wish important conversations had happened sooner. Yet looking forward, we realize they arrived exactly when everyone involved was ready to understand them. Growth changes perspective. Experience changes priorities. Time changes the way people see each other. Perhaps that is the greatest surprise of all. The conversation itself is important, but the transformation that happens before it is even more remarkable. A heart that has learned patience speaks differently. A mind that has gained wisdom listens differently. A person who has grown through life's experiences values honesty more deeply than ever before. That is why meaningful conversations have the power to create lasting memories. They are not simply exchanges of words. They are reflections of growth. Every challenge overcome. Every lesson learned. Every quiet moment of reflection. All of it becomes part of the conversation when it finally happens. As you continue listening, remember this. Some of life's most important chapters begin without celebration or applause. They begin with a sincere question. A thoughtful answer. A moment of understanding. And the willingness to listen with an open heart. The story is not reaching its ending. It is moving toward its most meaningful turning point. Because sometimes the conversation you've been hoping for is not far away. Sometimes it has been quietly moving closer with every passing day, waiting for the perfect moment when both hearts are finally ready to understand its true value.